The scent of roasting chicken filled the kitchen as Sarah bustled about, setting the table for dinner. It was a Friday evening, a time cherished by the Johnson family, a moment to unwind after a busy week and reconnect over a hearty meal. "Mom, can I help with anything?" Emily asked eagerly, her blonde curls bouncing as she entered the kitchen. Sarah smiled at her daughter, wiping her hands on her apron. "Sure, sweetie. Could you bring the salad bowl from the fridge, please?" Emily nodded and skipped over to the refrigerator, returning with a bowl of fresh greens and colorful vegetables. As they finished setting the table, the savory aroma of the chicken intensified, drawing the rest of the family into the kitchen. "Dinner smells amazing, Mom," David remarked, tousling Emily's hair as he passed by. "Thanks, Dad." Emily grinned, taking her place at the table next to her older brother. Soon, Sarah brought the golden brown chicken to the table, accompanied by steaming mashed potatoes and a bowl of buttered green beans. The family gathered around, and David offered a prayer of thanks before they dug in. Conversation flowed easily as they shared stories from their day, Emily's adventures in school, David's latest project at work, and Sarah's plans for the weekend. Midway through dinner, the doorbell rang, surprising everyone. David glanced at Sarah with a raised eyebrow as she went to answer it. "I wonder who that could be," Emily pondered aloud, stabbing a green bean with her fork. Sarah returned with a wide grin, accompanied by her elderly neighbor, Mrs. Thompson. "I hope you don't mind, but Mrs. Thompson was feeling a bit lonely tonight, so I invited her to join us." "Of course not, Mom," Emily chimed in, scooting over to make room for their guest. Mrs. Thompson settled into the empty chair, her face lighting up as she joined the lively conversation. She shared stories from her younger days, tales of a time when dinner was a family affair every night, something she missed dearly since her husband passed away. The Johnsons listened attentively, soaking in the wisdom and nostalgia Mrs. Thompson brought with her. They laughed at her anecdotes and shared their own, making her feel like part of their family. After dinner, Sarah served apple pie for dessert, a favorite treat that brought smiles to everyone's faces. As they savored each bite, Mrs. Thompson spoke softly, "Thank you for welcoming me tonight. It's been a long time since I've had such a wonderful evening." "You're always welcome here, Mrs. Thompson," David replied warmly, and the sentiment was echoed by the rest of the family. As the evening wound down, Emily cleared the table while David and Sarah chatted with Mrs. Thompson over coffee. The kitchen buzzed with contentment, the remnants of a delightful meal, evidence of the bonds that had strengthened that night. Before Mrs. Thompson left, Emily gave her a big hug. "Come over anytime, Mrs. Thompson. We love having you here." Mrs. Thompson wiped a tear from her eye, deeply touched by the Johnsons' kindness. "Thank you, dear. I just might take you up on that." With a final round of goodbyes and promises to meet again soon, Mrs. Thompson departed, leaving behind a sense of warmth and gratitude that lingered in the air. The Johnsons settled in for the night. Sarah leaned against David, smiling at the scene before her. "Tonight was special," she murmured. David nodded, squeezing her hand. "It really was. I'm grateful for our family and for moments like these." Emily joined them on the couch, snuggling between her parents. "Me too," she whispered, yawning sleepily, and so, the Johnsons sat together in the glow of the evening, hearts full from the simple joys of a shared meal and the bonds of love and friendship that grew stronger with each passing day.